Hi guys, and welcome to Pangisa Arts. Today's tutorial will teach you how to make a very cool geometric flower for Valentine's Day. This model is a little bit tricky, but with a little bit of patience and precise folding you can do it. I used a 6-inch square of paper, and it gave me a length of 3 inches and a diagonal of about 3 inches also. So this is what it looks like. You definitely want to use origami paper because it gets a little bit thick at some parts, and origami paper is colored and looks nicer. So let's begin. Okay, so to start, what we're gonna do is we're gonna fold fold in half both ways and diagonally both ways. You want to be precise, like I said earlier, because this will definitely affect your model. When you come to the diagonal part, which I will come to in a little bit, I'll show you what you need to do if you don't have paper that is an exact square. Okay, so when you come to the diagonals and you don't have an exact square like mine, what you want to do is you don't want to focus so much on getting the edges lined up. You want to make sure that the crease runs exactly from this point to this point. Okay, so mine's not exact, but this isn't close enough, but for purposes of this tutorial I'm not gonna fix it. I can manage without it. Okay, so once you've got this, you want to blitz base into the center. As you can see, my corners are very well made, so that's how yours wants to be, and the center isn't out of whack. So this is approximately what you want it to be. Okay, so once you've done this, turn over and blitz base again to the center. Okay, so once you've done the split base, what you want to do is turn over again and make a square base. So as you can see, you want to hold it like this. And as you can see, there's these lines right here that are actually half lines. And what you want to do is you want to fold, fairly fold on both half lines. And mount and fold on this diagonal line. And then what you want to do is fold from here to this point, and then fold on this crease, fairly fold on this crease, fairly fold on this crease, fairly fold on this crease, and it's flatten. This is what it will look like. It will be a very small square. Okay, so once you have your very small square, you want to take one flap and fold this edge to this middle crease, like this. Now this doesn't have to be extraordinarily, you get my point, you get what I'm trying to say, extraordinarily, whatever, straight, like as when it focuses, like right here, it's a little bit off, like right here. Now this is, it's not great, but you can fix it later on. You want it to try and be as perfect as you can, but with thick paper it's not, with this thickness it's not always good, it's not always possible. Okay, so once you've got that, turn over and do the same on the other side. Right, so there you go. Now what you want to do is unfold everything and partially unfold the square base, just like this. And you want to, on the inside, fairly fold along here and here, the crease we just made. So fairly fold very lightly, and if you want you can do it on both layers, very lightly along both creases. And you want it to be precise, and you don't want these to create, what you don't want to do is create a crease here that's different from the crease here. You want them to be on the same level, in the same area, on the same section. Okay, so once you've done this, what you want to do is take one of the flaps and pop it out like that. And then refold the square base. Like this. So, this was your square base. And we took this and we popped this flap out and we folded it back. It should be very simple and it should work very well. Okay, now do the same on all the other sides. Alright, and so it should look like this. Now what you want to do is make sure that these edges aren't so round. If you can't fix them, don't bother. But you want to try and make sure that these edges are not so round. They're like that. That's a little bit more pointy than this. The way you make these edges not so round, is you sort of like push the paper back like that. And it makes this a little bit pointier. But you won't have to deal with that if your folds are precise, unlike mine. Okay, so now what you want to do is you want to partially open it. So this will be the inside. This will be the inside of the flower. This will be this inside here. And you want to partially unfold, so it'll be a little bit like this. Almost like a... It reminds me of a jellyfish. I don't know why, but it looks like a jellyfish. Okay, and you're gonna take one of these flaps, inside flaps, and you're gonna lift it up like this. And then you're gonna refold everything with this flap up. Not like that, like this. You're gonna fold it to one side and just leave it there for now. Right, now can you see it's still the same model? So I'll walk you through that again. Okay, so partially unfold. And lift this corner up. Right like this. Go straight up, as far as it is allowed. Like it should only go this far. Right, now refold the model. And if it sinks in like this, where it was originally, pull it back up and just carry on refolding. And make sure these other flaps stay in place. Right, like this. And just fold it to one side and flatten. Right, now that I've got this out, I'm going to fold it to one side. Now this one's a little bit tricky because it's got these other flaps that I already pulled out, stopping it. So you want to simultaneously fold this flap to the side while collapsing the model. And it's quite hard. Okay, so we've got that. Now we've got one more. So partially unfold again. And pull out this last flap. Just pull it up. And refold everything. It's better to make all the flaps go one way. Like I'm making all of them go counterclockwise. Right, if you got this problem where all the flaps are a little bit askew, just squish the tips together like this, and we'll fix that later. So this is what it should look like now. Okay, so once you've done this, you want to, again, take one flap, just lift up one panel, like this. This is what it was. Lift up one flap, and stand one of these flaps that we just took out straight up. And reach in. And flatten along this crease, the crease right here, and the crease right here, and it will form also along here and here. So fold both ways to make sure some of it's ready. Put your finger in and just collapse it, sort of like how I did. I held it down here and then just pushed it at certain parts till it formed along the creases. Then if it doesn't work at the ends, partially unfold it and make the crease yourself on both sides. And it should work a little bit better. There, like this. Now one of the things you can do is have your flap up like this and fold like this, unfold it, turn over, fold it back the other way. And then open the pocket and squash it. Right, so now what you want to do is fold this edge to this center crease, like this. Right, I'm having trouble with mine. Right, so there we go. Unfold it. And lift up this flap at this point and this point. So just sort of lightly pinch there. And crease along the creases we just made. So I'm going to push it in. It's going to form along the creases we just made. And it's going to come and meet right down here. This part we didn't make. Fold down and fold back up. And that's one of those pollen sticks. Right, now you can fold back, rotate and do it on all the other flaps. So after you've done two opposite sides like this, what you want to do is fold one to the left. You want to rotate the flaps like this. Right, so now you can work on this flap. You can straighten it out and fidget with it so it's perfect. Now, with these center flaps, I never mentioned it, but you can fold them partially, like you can unfold one flap so that they're like that instead of folding it completely in half like that. I should have mentioned that earlier. I'm sorry I didn't. Right, so now you should have something a lot like this. Now what you want to do is on the outside, fold from here to here along this edge. Like this. This creates this pocket here. And do the same on the other side. And on the other side. Right, so now you should have something like that. Fox ears. Okay, now refold those and bend the front flap back at this point. So if I'm peeling this back, it will come to here and I want to stop there and fold. It will also end there, and that's my marking point. Do that on all the sides, all four sides. Right, now it should look like this. So now with those creases we just made, I want you to lift up one, not these ones, the ones before this. I want you to lift up this flap and fold backwards. Now see, it will end at that point and it will also begin at this crease. So that's okay, just do that. And if you need to, no, don't. And do that on the other side. And do it sharply. Like this. And then once you've done it, you want to align it so that, no, I'll leave that just now. Okay, we'll come back to this. So you want it like this. Right, now take another flap, lift it up, the one, a flap right next to the one we just fiddled with. Lift it up and do the same thing, like this. Like that. And now with the two flaps, we want them to be straight, like this. So if one's up, or if it's down, bring it up so that it's level, and it will influence this side, but don't worry about it. And fold the edge just that are next to each other, these ones right here, these ones, and fold them till they open this up here. And it should open about like that. Do you want to crease on this side? And then with this leaf here, you're going to fold in like that a little bit. You're not going to crease it, you're just going to press it in at about that point. Right, and then fold back a tiny bit. Like this, and you've got your leaf. And fold here along this leaf edge here. And just shape your leaf till it's for how you want it. So mine's gonna be a little bit like, it's gonna be a little bit more round, like that. And I did this by folding along here and sort of folding right about here, right here. So a little bit like this, right? And it should keep this straight. Now it will become harder as we go on. So now choose another side, another flap that's next to this, next to one of the ones we did. And, no wait, that's not one. Here's one. I'm gonna lift it up. Okay, don't worry about the ones we did. They're going to fail and fall and everything. We'll come back to them. But we're gonna do the same thing. Oh, and if anything's in your way, just shove it out in a way that won't destroy the model. I'm gonna open up the leaf, fold down, push the leaf in, fold this edge back, and round it off. Right, and take your final flap and we're gonna do the same thing. So do this side and the other side. Sorry, I don't really know how to describe this process, so you're gonna have to watch. Push in the leaf, fold back the tip, and shape it. Right, so now, oh, we got one more flap. So, fold this flap down, since it's up. And if it was down here, we would fold it up, since it was down. And we're going to shape the final leaf. Right, and so it will be like this. Now, surprisingly, all my leaves, all my petals are still up. If yours are like this, and all over the place, just put them all down and reinforce along here. And it will make them stand up, it will make them stand up more. So one of the things that I think that did help was making sure I creased right here. From here to here. And that helped a lot and kept this flower up straight. Okay, so now we got to deal with the pollen sticks. So now, choose one of the pollen sticks and fold the tip to this point here. Unfold and fold this edge to the crease we made at this point, which is by the crease. Unfold and do the same on the other way. Right, now reach in and open. And we're going to pinch right here, so that it would be like that. And along this crease and this crease. We're going to reinforce those. like that. And here in the front, right here, we're gonna fold on there and here. And since it was blown up, I slid the paper underneath it. Right, and then collapse it. Fold to one side. Fold the flap to one side, and fold from here, mountain fold from here to here, like this. Put the flap on the other side, do the same thing with the other side. Oops. Right, just leave your pollen stick like that. Now you've got to do it on all the other sides. So you're going to fold in half up to this point here. You're going to unfold and fold this edge along this crease. Like that. Unfold. Fold the other way. Unfold. Open the pocket. Open the flap. Pinch. Reinforce the back along the creases that we made. And fold along here and here. Now fold backwards here, and on the other side, like I already did, and you've got another pollen stick. So this is what it will look like. I'm almost done. Okay, so right, stand up all 4 flower pollen sticks. By the way, these aren't called pollen sticks, they're called something else, but I forgot what they're called. Right, and so stand up all 4 pollen sticks, And if you want, you can bend back the petals, like bend 2 of them backwards, like how I'm doing. And bend 2 of them forward. This is my design. Like, you can bend all 4 backwards, or you can bend all 4 upwards, or you can do what I'm doing. And you've got it sort of like that. And that's what I like to do because it looks more realistic. And then stand up these flower things so that they're not folded into the center, and you're done. So this is what that flower will look like. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I know some of my instruction was a little bit weird, but I hope you can follow, and thanks for watching, guys. If you have anything to say, please put it in the comments. Remember to like and tell other people about this channel. Thanks for watching. Bye.